In order to promote people's participation in developmental schemes, the government has revived the Namakku Naam Tittam. In order to increase employment opportunities to the urban poor, the government has launched the Urban Employment Scheme with an outlay of Rs 100 crore. This scheme will not only act as a social safety net, but also aid in creation and maintenance of public assets. So far, 31,620 people have been identified and job cards provided for 18,526 people. The government has laid a special emphasis on development of the capital city Chennai by implementing flagship projects such as Singara Chennai 2.0 at an estimated cost of Rs 500 crore, Chennai City Partnership Program at an estimated cost of US $430 million, and Chennai Metropolitan Area Intelligent Transport System at an estimated cost of Rs 905 crore, which are aimed at transforming civic infrastructure, including roads, transport, stormwater drains, water supply, and public recreational spots. It is the vision of the Honorable Chief Minister to make Tamil Nadu slum-free in the next 10 years. The change in government's approach from clearance of slums to development of urban habitat and improving livelihoods of urban poor is reflected in the renaming of Tamil Nadu Slum Clearance Board to Tamil Nadu Urban Habitat Development Board. In order to make houses more affordable to the urban poor, this government has reduced the amount of contribution payable by beneficiaries and enabled payment in easy monthly installments. Further, a new scheme, Nam Kudirippu Nam Poruppu, is being implemented to ensure proper maintenance of the tenements with the support of resident welfare associations. The government is focused on strengthening the road network in the state to promote economic and social growth. Under the Chief Minister's Road Development Program, works for widening of 894 km of roads at a cost of Rs 2,989 crore have been sanctioned this year. In order to reduce traffic congestion in Chennai, three major works, namely the vehicle underpass on Parangi Malai, Medavakkam Road, multi-level grade separator on Parangi Malai, Pune Mali, Avadi Road, and grade separator at Madhya Kailash Junction at a cost of Rs 407 crore have been sanctioned by the government. The Honorable Chief Minister launched the scheme of free bus travel for women, which has resulted in increase in women ridership from 40% to 61% in past 4 months. The scheme, which has been widely welcomed, will give a thrust to social and economic empowerment of women to ensure multimodal integration and facilitate last-mile connectivity for commuters. Minibus services have been launched from Chennai metro rail stations to different parts of the city. The government will formulate a strategy to revitalize tourism-based economy in the state, leveraging the glorious history, cultural heritage, and pristine natural beauty with which the state is blessed. A new tourism policy, including components to promote adventure tourism, will be released this year. To secure the future of children who have lost both their parents due to COVID, the government is depositing a sum of Rs 5 lakhs in the name of the child in Tamil Nadu Power Finance Corporation. The deposited amount will be paid with accrued interest when the child completes 18 years of age. So far, 287 children have benefited under this scheme. A sum of Rs 3 lakh is given in the name of the child who has lost either of the parents due to COVID as immediate relief. So far, 7,513 children have benefited. The government has created a special fund, Tamil Nadu Children Victim Compensation Fund, for the rehabilitation of victim children who have been awarded compensation under Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act 2012. So far, 103 children have benefited under this scheme and Rs 2 crore has been disbursed. The government is taking a stern action against perpetrators of sexual offences against children. In order to empower women, the self-help group movement was started in Dharampuri by Muttamid Arainar Kalainar for the first time in the country in 1989. The seeds then sown have grown manifold into a massive movement today. During this financial year, 29,425 new self-help groups have been formed with 4,02,829 women. The government will ensure that the self-help group credit linkage will be more than rupees 20,000 crore this year. So far, an amount of rupees 14,872 crore has been provided to 1,83,096 self-help groups as loans by various banks. In a landmark move fulfilling the dream of Kanti Periyar and Muttamil Arainar Kalainar, that people of all castes can become archikars, this government has issued appointment orders to 58 trained archikars belonging to different caste denominations. Since the government assumed office, 432.82 acres of temple lands at an estimated value of rupees 1,628.61 crore have been retrieved after clearing encroachments. This government is providing rupees 1,000 as monthly incentive to priests working in 12,959 temples under Orukal Pujai scheme. This government also ordered that no charges will be collected from differently abled for conducting their marriages in temples and temple-owned marriage halls. A publication division of Hindu Religious and Charitable Endowment Department will be established with state-of-art facilities to bring out books on the history and architecture of temples and the rich Tamil literature, including Bhakti literature. A drive will be launched to preserve the rare palm leaf manuscripts available in temples and mutts. Major temples will be encouraged to have book stalls wherein books about the history of temples, heritage, culture and Tamil language will be displayed. Retired officials of Archaeological Survey of India and State Archaeological Department have been appointed as archaeological advisors for conservation, preservation and renovation of ancient temples under the control of HRNC department. I sincerely appreciate the government for taking proactive steps to safeguard temple lands and effectively manage temple assets. In the recent excavations carried out by the State Archaeological Department, it has been scientifically established that Tanporunai civilization, which thrived on the banks of Tamirparani River, dates back 3,200 years. Works will commence shortly to establish a museum with modern facilities to showcase the rare artifacts found in excavations carried out in Adichalanur, Sivakalai and Korakai. To protect our archaeological heritage, the government has banned mining activities in the vicinity of archaeological sites and in archaeologically important places. The core ideology of the Dravidian movement is to ensure self-respect, dignity and social justice for every individual, especially those belonging to the marginalized communities. The Honorable Chief Minister's gestures to personally visit the Nari Kurovar and Irular families in their homes and address their grievances speaks volume about his personal commitment to this cause. Acting upon a long-standing demand, the government has created the Tamil Nadu State Commission for Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes, a statutory body with autonomous powers for the protection of rights of these communities. This government has taken several steps, including increase in allowances, sanctioning of new hostels, and initiation of training programs for the welfare of students belonging to Adi Dravidar, scheduled tribes, backward classes, most backward classes, and denotified communities. The unrelenting efforts of the Honorable Chief Minister have made 27% reservation in other backward classes in All India quota for undergraduate and postgraduate medical courses a reality. We will take all necessary steps to ensure that similar provision is provided in all professional courses at the All India level. From the days of Justice Party, the state has been at the forefront in upholding the values of social justice and has been guiding other states on the path of humanity and progress. This government will continue to perform this historical responsibility. Entrance exams create an unequal platform by being inherently discriminatory against rural students. Hence, this government is of the firm view that all entrance exams like NEET are unnecessary for a student admission to professional courses and will continue to reiterate this position. This government is committed to the welfare and development of minorities. The scheme of providing subsidy to pilgrims undertaking Hajj and Jerusalem pilgrimage will be continued. The Citizenship Amendment Act has caused concerns amongst minorities, and this House has passed a resolution to repeal it. This government will strive to ensure that this resolution comes to fruition. The government is undertaking several measures to improve the livelihood of differently abled persons. With a view to identifying suitable job opportunities for them, all government and private establishments have been directed to publish an equal opportunity policy. Further, a new differently abled employment and livelihood center has been established to facilitate suitable employment opportunities for their economic empowerment. This government is committed to promote sporting talent among the youth of the state. To inspire and encourage sportspersons from Tamil Nadu to perform at the international level, the Honorable Chief Minister has announced a cash prize of ₹2 crore and a job to Thiru Mariyappan Thangavelu, silver medalist in the Tokyo Paralympics. To preserve and promote the traditional sports of Silambattam, the discipline has been included for reservation in government jobs provided for a sportsperson. This government has faced umpteen challenges after assuming office, be it the COVID second wave or the unprecedented torrential rains, but it has successfully converted each of them into landmark achievements. This government is working tirelessly, and we assure that we will continue to work with the same vigor, passion and commitment for the welfare of the people. This government is committed to the principles of self-respect, social justice, equality, rational thinking and empathy. This government's path is guided by the thoughts and ideals of noble leaders like Tanti Periyar, Annal Ambedkar, Peruntarjivar Kamaraj, Perainar Anna, and Mutamid Arainar Kalainar. This government will leave no stone unturned to realize the dreams and aspirations of the people and strive towards making Tamil Nadu the best administered state and a role model not only to other states in the country but to the entire South Asian region. I would like to again wish everyone a very happy Pongal and conclude my address with the immortal words of Mahakavi Bharatiyar. Vadiyat in Tamil, Vadagat Natramirar, Vadiya Bharat Mani Tirunadu. Nandri, Valaga Tamil, Jai Hind.
இந்த ஆண்டுக்கான முதல் சட்டப்பேரவை கூட்டத்தொடர் தற்போது ஆளுநர் உரையுடன் தொடங்கி நடைபெற்று வருகிறது. பல்வேறு பாராட்டுக்களை தமிழக அரசுக்கு அவர் கொடுத்து வருகிறார். அதே நேரத்தில் இந்த ஆண்டு அரசு இதை நோக்கி செயல்படுகிறது என்ற கொள்கை ரீதியான பல்வேறு மேற்கோள்களையும் அவர் காட்டி வருகிறார். அது தொடர்பான செய்திகளை உரையியலை நேரலையில் பார்த்து வருகிறோம். தொடர்ந்து பார்க்கலாம் ஒரு சிறிய இடைவேளைக்கு பிறகு.